security. Send them all back. Trump. Send them all back to wherever you came from. That's what I'm saying.
It's fighting season in the US presidential election campaign. Racial slurs and physical altercations break out in this rally for the Republican frontrunner. So this is what the city looks like without snow plows, with snow that's expected to be around 60 centimeters high. When the cameras are turned off, there are Cubans who tell us they are frustrated with the one-party system and the one voice that is beamed into their living rooms via state television, the only way for most Cubans to follow President Obama's visit. Though this being Puerto Rico, optimism is still the overriding emotion. Whatever their political affiliation, the people of Puerto Rico agree their country has been mismanaged to the brink of financial collapse. And they hold everybody responsible, from the local power to the government in Washington.
44 votes for Donald J. Trump.
Being both Muslim and a Donald Trump supporter is rare, but it's possible. Hossein Horam bridges what might appear to be a very big gap. He's a delegate from Washington State, originally from Iran. He is convinced Donald Trump will take on the fights that matter most to him.
America is the greatest. We're going to unite. We're going to free the world of the Islamic terrorists, and everyone is going to love in peace.
They call themselves freedom fighters, members of a black nationalist movement led by Crystal Muhammad, the self-appointed successors to the Black Panther Party from the 1960s and 70s.
When I first started in this organization, we would deal with police killings maybe every 6 months, a big killing once a year. Now it's every day. It's been at an increase since the moment of Obama came into office. This nation is racist and has been racist. It's founded on racism.
We meet the members of the new Black Panther Party outside a church in Baton Rouge in the U.S. state of Louisiana. They say they are a self-defense organization and are ready to fight an armed struggle to the death. The prison brought thousands of guards and staff to the naval base on Cuban land.
It's not going to be a major loss for the military. There's always going to be another deployment. Just sort of think about if it should be closed or not. But then again, that's higher up the ladder, not really my concern.
The number of soldiers on base will be cut by 400 by the end of the year. For Guantanamo, this is the first time in 14 years that the population of the base and that of the prison will go down at the same time. But his profession needs a savior. Coal country votes emphatically for Donald Trump.
I'm voting for Trump because I'm hoping that he will really boost our coal industry and help us out tremendously and bring coal back to southern Illinois, because we've lost a lot of coal mines around here, and I'm hoping that we can get people back, and this is our way of life around here, is coal mining.
Most of the workers still in a job have accepted the inevitable. They will eventually have to wave goodbye to an industry that is going downhill fast. Alternative energy sources are favored by the Obama administration and by Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. The coal trucks have all but vanished from the streets of Carrier Mills. The campaigns keep on saying it. Every single vote counts, especially in a swing state like North Carolina. Democrats need someone like Brendan McQueen to come out for Hillary Clinton. He is voting for her, but he prefers someone else who is not on the ballot.
I do wish Obama did have had another term. You know, he did a lot of great things for the country.
He's not the only young African American who feels disenchanted. With the choice at hand, many are already painting a rosy picture of the Obama years. The annual grudge match between the Army and Navy football teams is a chance for the US military to show off its might. This year, there's a new chant making the rounds.
We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump!
Trump is the star attraction, but he remains largely out of view, hidden behind bulletproof glass in one of the suites, or doing what he likes to do best, television.
Welcome to Trump Tower.
George Lombardi is the point man for Europe's far-right politicians in the US.
63rd floor of Trump Tower.
He calls himself a personal friend of Marine Le Pen.
Facing Central Park, just beautiful Central Park. The same view that Mr. Trump has from his home 3 floors above.
In their text message exchange, Le Pen says she's at a campaign meeting. Instead, Lombardi calls one of her close advisors.
Ici à New York, il est prêt à prendre l'avion et venir les trouver pour l'inauguration.
Lombardi caused a stir during Donald Trump's transition when he brought Le Pen to a fundraiser in this same apartment. Trump himself did not attend.
She came here just to meet these people, these potential donors, potential supporters. We met, of course, in my apartment. It just happened to be in Trump Tower. Mr. Trump happened to be in the same place at the same time.
The Italian-born Lombardi says Le Pen left Trump Tower happy that day in January. He implies she got plenty of donations for her campaign.
The Cheyennes that are missing here, they went right on out here in a row of them, and it started during Sandy. They started disappearing, and this was the first one to go. It's a close-knit community, and a lot of church people depend on the Lord to pull things through for us. We have to do our part, but He puts the crabs and oysters out there, but we have to go catch them.
God and the new president can save this island, says the mayor. The man who says climate change is a hoax has broad support on conservative Tangier Island. In the presidential election, Donald Trump got 88% of the vote here. 221 people voted for the man who promised he would cut down environmental regulations and who suggested the United States might leave the Paris Climate Change Agreement.
We're out here taking a secondary look, trying to see if there's anybody, our last chance.
The scenes all across the city are dramatic. The fire chief carries the necessary tools in case of an even more dramatic rescue. But surely nobody would stay behind with the waters rising like this.
Talk again. Last chance. Huh? All right, buddy, I'm telling you, write your social security number on your arm with a Sharpie pen so we'll be able to identify you.
We have 2 dogs and 5 people.
Let's go. I'm telling you, it's coming up. This is your last chance. We're leaving. Yeah. I can get you to safe ground, I can get you food, I can get you shelter. Just get in our boat and let's go.
The family of 5 refuses to leave.
God bless you, my friend.
And the fire department cannot force them.
But they do not want to leave right now, and I'm not going to leave behind.
Okay, we're not coming back.
It's 5 in the morning. They come in their hundreds. Pipeline construction workers from across the country are flocking to West Virginia. Federal regulations on this stretch of pipeline have been loosened, and it's now all hands on deck. On a hillside above the base of operations, workers are stirring in their camper vans, a cheaper way to travel and follow the money and the jobs.
Well, this is actually the closest I get to work to home. It's still right at 900 miles from my house, so travel all over, man. It's good work.
Andrew Mathis and his neighbor up on the RV site, Dustin Skaggs, credit Donald Trump with the resurgence in jobs.
Ever since I've been doing it, it's been booming pretty good. It hasn't always been that way, but since Donald Trump's working, it's been pretty good for us.
Breaking news here, also reported
They
by
appear to be better prepared. You mentioned the National Guard there.
Very much part of this strategy. You might have heard the latest explosion there just behind me. This is very much the strategy of Muammar Gaddafi slowly coming closer to the city of Benghazi. We've seen the tactics so far have been aerial bombardments first, then followed by ground troops.